Hey, it's your friendly neighborhood bald tubby man here, and I would just like to share my definitely 100% foolproof proof optimized farming strat I've been using in POE2 mid to late league Fate of the Vaal. Now, if you're like me, you probably don't like Temple that much and you don't find it fun. You don't want to watch a 40-minute plus long video on how to optimize it correctly, and you just can't be bothered with it. So you probably ended up doing Abyss, something else. I don't know. Well, this guide I'm using, or this farming strat I'm using, sorry, is a trials farming strat. The whole point of it here was I just want to boss rush, and that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to accomplish with this strat. I'm aiming for the big booba, big giant wiener item that's has the potential to drop from the final boss of a 4 trial run. So all of you probably ran trials before, especially to get your ascendancy, and I thought I wouldn't like it, but obviously not having a relics you need or you probably want when you run the trials kind of sucks, and it's annoying to run just for your ascendancy points. But if you have the relics that you need to help you succeed, it's actually not that bad. I find it quite fun, and pretty much I would say any tier 15 build or a build that can do T15 maps could probably do this pretty easily, in my opinion, as long as it can kill bosses decently. You don't have to delete them, but you probably want to make sure your build can kill a boss fairly decently. Now, the most important thing here is increased quantity of relics dropped by monsters possible. You want that as high as you can get it. You want it at least 100%, because from what I noticed from my own experiences and researching it and seeing what other people have seen or dealt with or whatever the stats or whatever it is, the numbers, Mason, the numbers, at 100% increased quantity relics, it's guaranteed that the final boss of the trials drops 2 unique relics each time. And obviously, the higher increased quantity, the more relics he drops, the more unique relics he drops, and the more potential of you getting the big wiener item. Now, I don't know what kind of build you have, but I have ran this with 2 different builds. One with a bleed spear blood mage, and I've ran it with an invasion build. I made an invasion ice shot build in order to get rid of my honor resist. But if you don't have evasion or something like that, I would make sure you get 70% is the maximum I believe you can get honor resist, while also being able to get 100% increased quantity of relics. Don't sleep on honor resist. That shit is nice as fuck to have, especially if you don't know how good your build's going to do through it. You can always change up things to increase your quantity if you need to, but this is a really good setup. It's perfectly fine to have this. I personally don't have it, and I believe you can cap out your quantity at 150. By doing so, 9 times out of 10, the boss drops 3 to 4 relics for me, unique relics, or more. I'm trying to just remember the top of my head. I should have wrote down numbers and statistics or whatever. But I forgot, and I didn't do that because I'm stupid. Also, something that's important to note is that when you're going through the trials, if you're not familiar with the merchant, there's a merchant in there, and that's the one other thing that you kind of want to look for throughout. Like every single time you finish a whole trial, at the end you can buy something from the merchant, but in the middle of it, you can also check what she has to offer. There's a whole bunch of things in there that are really nice to have. You can make your own judgment. It's not hard. There's no rocket science on what you're looking at. It's pretty obvious what's good, not so good, and what doesn't really fucking matter, right? But there is a chance for her to offer you a 30% increased you a 30% increase of effect of your non-unique relics. So you'll go from 100% increased relics, quantity of relics, to 130. It takes me like 20 minutes, 25 minutes to do each run. I'm not trying to blow through it, and I don't mind the time it takes because it doesn't feel that long to me, at least. And then while you're going through, like I said, I'm not worried personally about any really of the chests except for one at the end you see. It's a random chance to have this. It's not here every time. It's the Spectrum Gold chest. This is the pretty much only gold chest if you're trying the boss rush that you want to look for. It drops a Grand Spectrum jewel, and those things sell for a pretty penny. If you want, you can grab the Time Lost chest for the Time Lost jewels, or you can grab a World chest for just regular Emerald jewels or whatnot. I've tried and tested other chests just to see what they drop. Nothing else is worth it, in my opinion. But if you're just trying to boss rush, just ignore them. But yeah, the uniques we're chasing for. There's one here. There's a unique relic that's probably 9 times out of 10 going to drop for you. Well, the one that's going to drop that actually sells for something is going to be called the Desperate Alliance. It doesn't drop every time. It drops a lot of times. It drops every other time for me. I don't know if that's like luck, but I've been making on average 100 plus div an hour doing this strat because I either drop 2 or 1 of these every other run. And I think I just been getting lucky because the last like 3 runs I've done, I got nothing. So take that how you will. I think I've done 30 to 40 runs total so far. The last unique relic that we're looking for, the one that we hope that drops, the one that you would sell your body for, probably, is the last flame. That thing is worth like 2 to 3 mirrors the last time I checked, which that was a couple weeks ago. So it's either worth the same or even more mirrors. I don't know, but that thing is what you're looking for to sell to become very, 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 very wealthy. And then again, like I said, the Grand Spectrum jewels come from the Spectrum gold chests, and you just repeat. You go through the trials as fast as you can. If you want, I kind of just trawl all along. You kill the boss, hope the stuff that you want to sell drops, and you just repeat it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's more fun chasing something that drops for a couple mirrors, in my opinion. I just wanted to share what I've been doing because I've been making a pretty good bit of currency from doing this kind of stuff. So yeah,